Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this works. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do, but you are tuned in to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. This is Daily Dive. It is Friday, February 20th, 2026, and this show begins. Oh, those are going to, there they go. It still works, baby. But thanks so much for tuning in. We are live via North American Talk Radio on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel for other great shows and live sports. Like tomorrow, we have college lacrosse at noon Eastern. We got women's, and at 3 Eastern, we got men's. So check it out on the channel. Subscribe to see that. On today's awesome show, I, from my car, am going to first, at a library actually, I'm going to first be talking to Gamble Guy, as we will ask him about his best bets this weekend from a 4-game slate. We will then talk to Captain, and then I'll try to do the creating the narrative segment if I remember it off the top of my head. If not, we'll just go straight to Pick'em and best bets. With that being said, the show is presented by NLL merchandise found at natalkradio.us/NLL. So check that out. It's where I got the Swarm shirt. Also, I ordered myself a Brendan O'Neill shirt because I will be making a trip here pretty soon. Without further ado, if you could add yourself to the stage, that would be great, Gamble Guy. There he is.
Don't remove me. Mike,
Right.
you said you were going to do the only daily live. I didn't know that meant also when you're behind the front lines of, where are you at? Ukraine or something like that? You and Iran reporting on site for Daily Dive?
Springfield, Georgia. Yeah.
Springfield, Georgia.
It's going to be hard for me not to look at other people as they drive by and watching me, but yeah.
That's okay. They're probably wondering what they might think you're in the files. But anyway, I'm the least informed guy on the show, but I realized I study more for these games than Ohio State football players study, because it turns out the guy that transferred to Notre Dame said his biggest transition was he actually had to go to class. All right, on to the NLL.
That's brutal. First of all, I want to mention, like, your best bets has been awesome again. You had a 2-3 week. I had 3-3. I think Pat went like 2-1-1. Had a pretty average week, but we're still doing pretty good. Oh, Kai, I'm sorry, Kai. It's sad, I know. I mean, this is the least of our problems at this point.
Hey, I'm with them. I was sitting in my office, kind of a slow day. I was going to watch the show, and it never showed.
That's right. All right, so Mammoth Rock is the first game we're going to talk about here. Mammoth are only -145 on DraftKings, but everywhere else that cares has been like -160 or worse odds for people. This one's in Toronto after the back-to-back last week in Colorado where the Mammoth stomped them. What is your take, though, sir?
Well, I know some people out there are going to be like, who is this gringo and why is he taking the rock? But hear me out a little bit, okay?
All right.
Yeah, they got curb stomped 5 days ago by this same Mammoth team, which, by the way, I think is my first ever favorite NLL team. More for the floor, more for the carpet. But here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a Nick Rose that's, yes, he's a roller coaster sometimes, but he's home now. They got to sleep in presumably their own beds. I don't know if they live, but the key stat with me is because Toronto is even on goal differential, but they're +3 at home overall this season, and they average almost a full 3 more goals per game at home. So I'm booking the home court advantage, whatever we want, home field advantage, the fact that they score a lot more points when they're at home. And I just don't, Nick Rose, it's like good game, bad game, good game, bad game, at least in my eyes. So I think he's going to turn it around here. I know you're going to disagree, but you don't have to bet the same things I bet.
No. The reason I'm asking you is because Nick Rose, I don't know if he's back yet. He's been hurt for like the last 3 or 4 games. Would that change your mind to the other side?
Yeah, see, I'm the least informed yet. No, so his backup's 77%.
He's been good.
Holochuk,
yeah.
I mean, he's flirting with 80% save percentage. By the way, he's got a better record than Nick Rose this year. He's 3-1.
Yeah, even
So
the last game, the backup came in, but I don't know if that was just because Colorado beat their butts in. They could bounce back, though. We'll see.
right on. Mike, you got to
Plus
warn me when guys are
140.
out. Huh?
That's right. I think
You,
it's
you,
plus 140 on your best bet, too, on that one.
you got to give me the injury reports before you send me these.
Well, I mean,
I'm
we
not up
watched
to
the last
speed.
3 games. We'll be fine.
I just
And,
have a winning record. That's all. That's all I do. Okay. Yeah, but I do
all
like
we
the
need to
Rock here
know.
because they do have a lot more offensive firepower at home, whatever it is. So that's what I'm banking on. I think it's
I'm
going
going
to
to
be a
the screen for
close
2
one.
seconds.
I'm thinking I'm thinking 13-12, 13-11, somewhere in there.
I'm assuming I'm off the screen. I'm still talking, right?
Yeah, because you
Yeah, okay, now
were
we're back.
laggy.
Okay.
So
Now,
again,
so we
folks,
got next game.
if you're tuning in at home, Mike's in Kiev, Ukraine, behind the front lines. He wanted to report live from the war. So go ahead, Mike.
The Russian. I don't know. All right. So we have the Wings and the Rush. It's on Sunday. There's only one. There's one game Saturday, one game Sunday. Kind of a wacky 4-game week here. Rush are heavy favorites. Just like heavy fire from Russia. But what is your take on this game, sir? I know you wanted the Rush money line, but we don't give out freebies here.
They should be heavy favorites. I mean, they're virtually tied in the league for shot percentage. They're second in goal, or I think they're second in goals by 2 goals. They're clearly the best team in the league, and it doesn't mean they're invincible, but I don't see anything from the Wings that scares me. And I mean, the Rush are on a heater right now. What are they? They're 7 in a row, 8 in a row.
Yeah.
How's this Wings team going to slow them down? Is the question.
The Wings, just when they had beaten the Buffalo Bandits on the road, they then followed up with a loss against Calgary, and you've actually picked Calgary in that game. So it's like you're like one of a few people because it was like a battle of worst teams. But man, Wings, I was very disappointed in them last Saturday. I was mad at that game.
And soon before that Calgary game with the Wings, the Rush had spanked Calgary 14-8. So I don't think I don't think this game's going to be close. Honestly, I think you're going to see what we saw with Colorado and Toronto last weekend.
The fact that the -1.5 is -170. First of all, I think American books are absolutely drunk if they're going to allow us to have 2-goal spreads here. It's like I would have said 2.5. There's no way there should be 1.5. And like I said, it's barely that, but I like it though. I like it a lot.
I find it funny that these lines never do a 2.5, and the over-unders are always right around like 21 every week.
Well, like last year and the year before, they were doing 20. They're doing 2.5. So I'm like, I don't know what happened to them. It's been odd this year. DraftKings doesn't even have all 4 games up, so screw them. But whatever. 2 other games this weekend. One of them is the Seals Thunderbirds game. That's in I believe that's in Halifax, I believe. Yeah, it's in Halifax. And the other one is the Warriors Bandits. Quick bets from there, sir.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bandits money line. I know that's crazy.
Roll with the champs.
How long is Buffalo going to do this? I know the rule change. There's been debate online with you guys in the lacrosse world about the rule change. Is that affecting them? I just think they've lost their way. You were telling me last week, they have 2 guys. Did they give them up or just lose them to free agency? But so it's a different team that we saw win 3 in a row, but it's still got the foundation. So I'm picking them to bounce back here this week. And then I'll get out of the way. The Seals, I think they're just far and above Halifax. That was a no-brainer money line right there. So
love it.
I'm confident that would put me at 29-17. And Patty went Rush -2. I'm just trying to see how I can catch him. So I'm going 4-0 this week. Book it.
I love it. Thank you, Gamble Guy, for your time as always. Thank you for sticking through the pre-game ritual here. It was rough, the pre-show ritual.
Just put your Kevlar on when you get out of the car and be careful out there. Thanks for reporting on site. And don't forget to boot me from the studio after the show because I'm heading to tennis.
I will do that when I'm home if it works, but I'll let you know.
Peace.
Thank you, Gamble Guy. You probably have to leave the studio. We'll leave them. Yeah, there you go. All right, folks, when we come back, this awesome show, it's a makeshift episode of Daily Dive, but we are live. When we come back, I'm going to talk to Captain to see what ladders he's got this week. I'm excited. I'm very excited. He'll be playing at the graphics, showing them on screen later on as well. We both have ladder bets. I think he's got his ready. We'll have to see. You're watching Daily Dive. Don't go anywhere. I hope you don't. At this point, yeah.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Live on the road again. On the road again. You know, usually when my guests do this, I'm like, where are you at right now? Thank you, Comcast, for suddenly fixing our internet right when the show was going to start. That's great. You're watching Daily Dive, the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. I'm your host, Michael Karvelis, on this wonderful Friday, February 20, 2026. Again, there's NLL merchandise found at natalkradio.us/NLL. And you're watching this Week 13 preview. Captain, join the stage and save us all, please. Yes. Oh, a New Jersey. Is that a Rock jersey or what is that?
Yeah, pull her out of the closet.
I don't think you've worn that jersey on the show before, so that's awesome. Thank you for showing that, sir. But don't take it off, you know. I want to show all the good stuff. How you been, sir? How's your week been?
Yeah, I've been pretty good. Just getting ourselves unburied from yet another significant snowfall. But that happened yesterday, so there shouldn't be any concerns to attendance in the Canadian markets because of that.
Yeah, we don't want anybody saying, "Well, there was a cat that ran across the road and I can't go to the game." You know, I might have hit my tire. I don't know. Hey, good news for me. I know I shouldn't say this now, but next week, if you want to show the Fire Sawyer comment, you can. But next week, I will have boots on the ground, or Nikes on the ground, as I like to call it, in Duluth, as I've got a rental car ready. I'm going to watch the Wings play, the Swarm. I will have Brennan O'Neill shirt not on. They don't have any Lyle Thompson stuff, Kai the goalie, so don't even say that before you even go there. But that's next week. This is this week. Captain, let's just talk all 4 games here. I think Gamble Guy Project, frankly, is drunk. I don't know if this is a watch party. I couldn't tell, but he's got the Rock to beat the Mammoth. I don't know, man. I don't know.
If
Tell me
Rock
why.
beat the Mammoth, then that ain't going to happen right there.
Correct.
But no, this game, I think the Rock right now, they got to figure out how to get Matthews going if they want to. I know they got a little bit of trouble in the goaltending side of things with Rose being hurt. We don't know when he's back. Holochuk doing his best to hold the fort down, but I think one of the big missing pieces right now is like Matthews. he's doing good in assist column, but 9 goals over 9 games isn't going to get your team over that hump and comfortably into the playoffs. So I think the Rock need to kind of get him going. Listen, both these teams have surprised a lot of people.
Correct.
The Rock have definitely surprised me. I didn't expect them to be hanging around.
They're floating above. Yeah, they're floating above water.
Yeah,
and then
now,
the Mammoth are exploding. Yeah,
it's very important to know that the Rock did have a little bit of a lighter schedule, so they're going to end their season playing twice against Saskatchewan. They got Vancouver.
Oof.
Buffalo doesn't seem like a threat, but they're kind of like the Rock's Achilles heel right now, and then they've got a tough Halifax squad, in addition to Seals, Wings, and Ottawa. But the Rock have they have to find another gear. Get Matthews going, get Rose healthy if they want to continue to climb. Unfortunately, in this game against Colorado, I don't think, with the way Ward is playing and how deep that Colorado scoring is right now, like McIntosh, Lee, Hannah, Q, Ron, like it's just, the list goes on for guys just filling the back of the net. So I see Colorado running away with this one. -1.5 I feel is an easy cover. And the Rock, I just don't feel like they're going to get right against the way, especially the way Ward's been playing right now.
I part of me wanted to start my greedy ladder on this game with the plus money on the cover on DraftKings, but since DraftKings was idiots to us all, even after you reached out to them, so I'm just gonna pull up my safe ladder graphic. It should be on the screen. I think Gamble Guy put it in the studio. And how dare you, sir? There it is. So I've got Mammoth money line, 50 to reach 84. This is coming off of a fresh safe ladder hit that I'm very proud of. I didn't think it was possible, but here we are. I just want to thank God and thank all my sponsors. But no, I kind of like this. Part of me wanted to get greedy on the safe ladder, but I ain't gonna do it, man. I gotta be safe here. That's why it's called, just baby steps here. As a guy who's afraid of heights myself, put us back to the regular thing if you can. As a guy who's like afraid of heights myself, there you go. I don't want to get too steep here. I don't want to get too I don't want to start looking down. I want to start looking up first, and that's why elevated trucking crane keeps me going. But yeah.
That was a great.
Did you start your safe ladder on this game or no?
Do
you have any ladders?
You're going to be disappointed right now, but
no.
I'm hoping DraftKings will throw us the next 2 games because I do agree with you on the Colorado money line. But first off, a shout out. That was a sweet 50 to 1K ladder hit you had there, Bubs. I loved it. Second off, I like that Colorado money line. I'm just not quite sure why DraftKings doesn't have the Saturday-Sunday game. So I'm gonna give him a couple more hours, and then I'm gonna write a strongly worded email off to them.
Listen here, you freaking scumbags! I use every word but the cuss words. One more thing on this game is DraftKings is the only one that's being absolutely stupid with this money line here. -145. I'm telling people now, if you think Colorado's better than Toronto, DraftKings is giving away a freebie right now. It is one of those, it's not free money, but it's a super big discrepancy compared to FanDuel, compared to CoolBet. I don't know if you've seen I didn't check Bet365 money line, but I mean, it's not -145. There's no way it is. So, like,
it's a very sleepy book here. And if you think that's a sleepy number, wait till you see what DraftKings threw down for Vancouver Buffalo.
Oh my. Well, yeah, because I think they're both even. Let's go to that game because I think that's the next game on the docket. Saturday, 7:30, I believe, is the time for that one Eastern. In Vancouver, scares the cojones out of me. But I'll be honest with you, Captain. So there is 20.5 on some, and there's 21.5 on others. I kind of like over 20.5. That one almost made my best bets. I like some player props in this one. I'm leaving my best bets. I almost went with Curtis Dixon under 2.5 goals, but I stayed away. I almost went with Ian McKay over 3.5 points, stayed away because I'm chicken, and you know what the other word is. I went with Josh Byrne over 1.5 goals, and Kai the goalie will like this one, similar to my tail or fade the Lyle Thompson injury train. Ride with Josh Byrne getting healthy. There's a car that pulled up right next to me, because why wouldn't you, right? Stupid old man. Anyways, there's 10 other parking spaces here. Anyways, I think Bandits win, actually. But I'm not going to be that stupid on my best bets. I'm going to go over 20.5 as that almost made my greedy ladder as well. But the only bet you'll see from me on the paper is going to be Josh Byrne over 1.5 goals. But I thought of all those things a lot, man.
You are as drunk as Gamble Guy,
That's
Bubs.
fair.
So I know we talked about this.
Yeah, go Swarm.
The surprising stat is that Vancouver last season was a complete dominant home.
Yes.
This season, the record not so well, but old El Capitan did a little bit of deep diving, and he happened to notice that although Vancouver isn't doing as well at home record-wise, they are actually putting up more goals for at home than they are on the road.
Stats guy.
That has greatly, altered my decision on.
I respect
taking. I'm leaning hard Vancouver money line, and it just so happens that before it gets away from us, DraftKings has the Vancouver money line at -115. They have it as a toss-up with the Buffalo Bandits right now.
On the money line, yeah. It's ridiculous. It's like -115 each, yeah.
-115 each. So, yeah,
if you like Vancouver, this is the book.
Yeah, I'm not I've seen Vancouver slowly gaining momentum with the amount of goals they've been putting up the last little bit. Yeah, Saskatchewan, they only put up 8, but come on, this is Saskatchewan. They've been doing that to many teams. But I like Vancouver's offense has been a little bit hotter, and I don't believe the Bandits can, solve with the way they're barely getting by with their wins right now. I don't believe they're solving Delbs. So
I mean, we don't think Halifax is a great team, and now they're playing Vancouver. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, so I got a heavy lean on Vancouver for this one, especially at home. I know I've called them frauds in the past, but I just don't see the Bandits getting right here. And if Vancouver really is a championship team, like they shouldn't be losing to a Buffalo team that's trying to rediscover their identity. The snooze back, but I'm still not. Even the games he's been in, he's still not going to affect the way I believe, Dixon and King and some of them could go off.
What bothers me about this is you mentioned the snoo, and I started thinking about the Bandits roster. I saw all the offense. Ryan Benesh has been a major failure / letdown. Like, I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how old this guy is. He hasn't done anything in the offense. And part of the reason you bring him in is because Kluche and Fraser are there. Like, you don't just bring in Benesh and give him the workload. And by the way, DeHoga, I used to love DeHoga, man. I used to think, this guy's going to take a stab. He's going to take a stab. I thought he's going to take a step for 3 or 4 years. I mean, it hasn't happened. It's kind of like me, like you on the greedy ladder. I'm kidding. I feel like DeHoga, the ball is dying in his stick, man. And I don't know why I just randomly thought of this this talking point here, but I need to see more Dane and Josh Batman Robin, like just kind of like Rob Hellier and Jeff T are doing. I need more of that, because I don't mind Ian McKay touching the ball, but DeHoga is just going to. Okay, so our good friend Hunter Smith, our team member Tim Dillon, scored a goal scorer's goal. He took the entire team with him on the face-off and scored a DeHoga Nanticoke type goal. That ain't going to win you games, man. You can't keep doing that every single game, man. So like we got to be careful with this stuff. Their offense, like I said, it started off good against Halifax, and then it wasn't. And so then with the with like at least like Vancouver, I'm still mad. And maybe it was a little sour taste because they had Saskatchewan dead to rights in the first half, and just decided to sleep the rest of the way, like well done boys, 5-2 game over kind of thing. But I don't like when people talk me into it. But I'm very happy I did not add the Bandits money line to my best bets now. I'll just say you helped me confirm that part of it.
Well, it's the other part, like, because I'm also looking, the Bandits' wins have come against, Las Vegas,
Oh,
Calgary,
God.
and very early in the season, they beat, another juggernaut right now, the Swarm, but the Swarm still put up 11 goals on them, and the Swarm struggles to put up goals. So
Yeah.
everything in my eyes is going, I don't understand how the books could have these two teams this close
DraftKings.
when, so.
I was thinking of drunk. I feel like the drunk person of the week. We should. I don't want to start that segment, but if we do this week, DraftKings wins it. Whoever the odds maker is for their NLL stuff, dude was sleeping, hungover, just like, oh yeah, go. Let me go throw the mammoth from minus 145. Go. Oh, Bandits Warriors about the same kind of money line. You missing 2 games. What an idiot. All right, I used to trash Bet365. We're gonna do DraftKings. They deserve it this week because we got player goals from Bet365. I can't even doubt them right now. Alrighty, next game. Halifax San Diego. I'm rolling with the Seals. I think it's actually my money line is actually their money line is actually on my best bets. I think they're better. I think Thunderbirds have shown me enough this year where it's like, okay, your roster's good. You suck though. Like, I can't keep rolling with the Birds here. I think Seals are hitting their stride. Is this one in San Diego or in Halifax?
It's in San Diego.
It is. I said that wrong earlier, so I apologize. So yeah, the fact like it's in a dark barn. I think the Birds' offense is going to be gross. I think they're going to get blown off the floor. Seals get right game for the first time this year. They're forget the Vancouver game. They're going to look sweet this week, man. In my opinion.
Yeah, Seals get right game. I don't think they've been wrong really, other than at the beginning of the season when they got off to they got off to a 1-3 start. But right now they're 4-1. It's also good to note too that like Berg hasn't, same thing, 9 games played, 11 goals. So they're getting a lot done here without one of their big pieces putting up the numbers that we're usually expecting him or used to seeing anyways. Seals and Halifax. If you were to tell somebody that knows these two teams that each one of them respectively in their own barns would be at a 1-4 record, you'd laugh that off because the Seals last year were almost unbeatable in that barn, and we know how rockin' Halifax is at home. So the momentum there and just how Halifax has been in the past, like that's usually a tough place to win. And guys, all these teams are going in and taking wins like, free candy type of deal. So Halifax is struggling. The Seals are building momentum, and I don't believe the Seals drop this one at home on the West Coast. No. I'm loving the Seals money line. I don't I could see this being a low scoring game. I know Hill has been doing all he could to keep his team into the game, especially at the beginning of the year, but it's almost like a psyche thing.
Last 2 or 3, he's been back to a leaky faucet.
Yeah, it's like they lost both of those games to Saskatchewan, and it's almost as if they lost the playoffs. Like they just kind of they haven't rebounded since then.
No.
In my eyes, anyways. That's why it's good to have some degenerate fan gambling guy on here telling his takes, because it's scratching the surface, baby.
So a couple things here. I just want to mention. So it's funny that Doug Jamieson and Warren Hill both started off the season carrying their team, right? And now their offenses have stepped up. Now they can't step up. Brett Dobson's the only guy this year who was Jesus in the beginning, and now that his offense has stepped up, he's still being that player, if not better. That's what's shocking to me for Warren Hill is you were there, man. You were back, and now it's like same old Hilly Willy. Another thing is, I know Seals fans have not been packing that barn, but there is going to be a Stocks back in San Diego this weekend. I just want to mention that it's a stupid joke. It's a low hanging fruit kind of joke, but a Stocks playing San Diego, you got it. I can't believe you don't get that joke. Are you just trying not to laugh? You trying to be political, Captain? You trying to be a little political? Oh man! All right, finally, let's do the Rush Wings. LOL. I mean, Rush by 100 million, right?
Dude, so yeah, you'd think,
Oh
but
no!
well, listen here, man. Like Philadelphia,
Jeez.
who do you think they've beaten this season? They've got 2
Buffalo's
wins.
one of them.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
Colorado.
Wow.
So maybe the Wings can only beat good teams.
Yeah,
You know?
I told this man last night. He did not tell me that information. I don't know if you were withholding that or you did a little bit of research. My goodness.
3 a.m. thoughts, buddy. I was up on NLL
like,
stats. Going down.
You and the DraftKings guy, man. You and the DraftKings guy.
So yeah,
oh my gosh.
I dug up a few stats, but that's an interesting thing. Now, one thing I'd like to know is it's Barking the Bull in Philadelphia. So I'm curious what their record is when they got the pups rocking out.
That would be a heck of it. That's something like when we get as big as the NFL, that's the stat we need from the NLL people. Are you trying to bring Max on the show?
He just walked over.
You trying to bring on Max a million?
Hey, babe.
What's up? No. He heard his name.
Camera shy.
Hey, Pups. Wow. Bark in the captain house, not a thing, huh? Oh, well. I like the Rush to cover here, even though I wish it was 2.5. I don't know what's going on with the books this year. We need a 2.5, man. I'm getting tired of them. You want to throw my greedy ladder up there, too? You even have a ladder this week? There it is.
Yeah,
we're just going to cover.
I'm going to throw up my I'm going to give DraftKings a couple more hours.
And that's why you tell me that. That's right.
Yeah. So we'll see if they because I would really like a Mammoth Rush parlay, but I can't do that on DraftKings currently.
And I believe like the Mammoth Rush money line is still going to be plus money anyways, because they especially because DraftKings went so sweet with the Mammoth money line. That'll be easy. So Mammoth to cover, Rush to cover, easy money there. Can you stay on? We're going to skip the creating narrative because I know there's other things that Canadians want to watch right now. So take that graphic off. When we come back, I'm just going to have you throw up the pick. I'm in best bet, and I have an ad to the show because while we were talking, I need to add Wesley Berg over 1.5 goals. So we'll talk about that as well. But stay tuned, Captain. Just stay in the studio. We'll be right back, sir.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening. You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
You'll never believe this, folks. Pat Gregoire has more things to do than just hop on Daily Diver on Monday and Friday. So we appreciate him, as always, for coming on the show. He told me he was going to be in the comment section yesterday. Then like an hour later, I told him, no show today, I'm tired. So I'm just, how dare me? For those of you that don't know, this is Daily Dive, the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. It is Friday, February 20, 2026. My house suddenly is having Wi-Fi upgrades. I don't know when. Like, that's nice. Fun fact, Captain. 5G does not mean the best internet. They have to add some ultra wideband thing to the Wi-Fi tower. So this area has been crap with it. 5 minutes down the road, I'm at a library parking lot in Kiev, Ukraine. I'm in a library parking lot down the street. That's why I'm like this. But thank you, Captain, for staying on and helping us. Thank you, Gamble Guy, as well, for adding the graphics to the screen. Reminder, if you want to go to the game, you got to go to NLTalkRadio.com, click the event tickets tab. And if you want to get the merchandise to look good at the game, NLTalkRadio.us/NLL. Unboxed merchandise. I ordered myself a Brandon O'Neill shirt that I talked about. Should be here Monday. I also ordered, I haven't ordered this yet. I'm going to get a moon jellyfish, the Long Island moon jellyfish thing. I'm also, dude, I want to get like a Los Angeles lacrosse thing too. They have like, for those unboxed cities, they have like the Miami lacrosse, Nashville lacrosse, kind of like word mark things. A Jacksonville and an LA one would be dummy. So I just want to mention that. Canada hockey game starting soon, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's get you out of here then, all right? So, all right, so we'll throw the pick'em up first. It's the yellow graphic. We're going to talk about our picks. Tim Dillon has just look at this guy. Did you see that last game? Look what he's doing. Come on, man. The Wings.
He saw the stat I saw.
He picked the Seals last week and they blew a lead, but they almost beat the Rush, if that helps you. I think he also picked another upset. I was like, man, this guy's nuts. Good for him. I went with the Mammoth Bandits Seals Rush. You went with the same, but you've got the Warriors. He is going to fade both of us. And again, what's up, Ron? I don't know who Ron Mux is, but I do appreciate him commenting on today's show. Appreciate you, sir. But no, it's funny because people, I ask these guys their picks. None of them know, except for me, who the other guy's picking. I usually make my picks first. I ask Captain, I ask Tim Dillon, and I'm like, I always surprises me how different we are. So that's awesome. Are you really are you El Capitan, or is that one of your fans?
I'm El Capitan. What are you doing here?
Ron said El Capitan when I asked who it is.
He's giving a shout out.
I love it. I love it.
All right, my boy.
Yes. And again, stay tuned at LCAP ETAIN picks on Twitter and Instagram for his ladders later today. Let's throw up the best bets graphic and we can see Pat Gregoire's lovelies. These look good. Yeah, let me go. There we go. So Pat has got DJ Kirst over 4 points and Will Malcolm over 5.5 points. Those point bets are cool bets. He's also got the Rush -2 even. Thunderbirds to cover against the Seals. I wish him good luck on that. Gamble Guy mentioned earlier he's got Rock money line, which is insanity for a best bets. Bance money line, Seals money line, Rush to cover. I had to remind him, hey, we can't do Rush money line. Oh, whatever. And then I'm gonna have Mammoth money line -145 on DraftKings. Easy stuff there. Seals money line is Halifax. I kind of want to do Seals cover, but I'll be safe with it because I know the Seals games get weird at night. Rush to cover against the Wings. Josh Byrne over 1.5 goals. And I believe it's less than -200 for the Wesley Berger goal 365. I'll ask you before I post that, but if it is, Wesley Berger a breakout game this week. How you doing with the best bets, sir? Now just see them on screen.
Yeah, they look great. Like I say, I would definitely throw in Vancouver there while it's 115 on DraftKings, so you'll probably see that on my ladder here later. Hopefully they put the Rush line out. Yeah, dude, I know. Hey, you're gonna have to excuse my friend Michael. He's a little slow. I know my boy Ron. I can't wait to see what we got cooking up this weekend.
Put us back on the big screen. Put us back on the big screen. Who is Ron? Do I comment on his posts?
Yeah, bro.
Do I comment on his posts?
I do. That's why I say excuse my friend Michael. He's a little slow. He doesn't really know what's going on. The town is actually 3 miles that away. Yeah, Ron, what are we cooking up? And pal, I can't wait.
I love it. See, so I'm like putting myself, I'm like acting like captain. I'm not captain. You're captain, so that makes more sense.
I'm captain now.
Folks, captain's been more boots on the ground than I have been, so I'm not even gonna get mad at the guy. He's been awesome this year. Next game for you, we're not gonna announce it yet, but it's a pretty big game. So yeah, I know you have tickets for it, but it's you're showing me boots on the ground, so we'll be excited. Yeah, hint. I also am going to order you a Daily Dive shirt. Folks, we do have merchandise. This is a shameless plug because I haven't even gotten Captain merchandise, but you can find it. That's the direct link. But yeah, so thank you, Captain, for helping us out. I'll do the narrative stuff on Reels when I get to the house, but I appreciate you, sir. And thank you, Ron. Go Swarm. Hi, Kai. Thank you guys so much. This has been Daily Dive. That's Captain. I'm Michael. Game Guy was here. Packer Gore helped us out so much. That's it for me, guys. Have a great day. Bye.